and welcome back to the SuperCoach Experience podcast. I'm your host, Brendan Savage, the coach of the Savage Strikers. I can say I'm the coach because BBL is back. BBL opened yesterday afternoon, and my God, what a gold mine it is. We have our first triple game round of BBL SuperCoach ever with the Brisbane Heat starting off the season with a triple game round. So we're going to have to target them Brisbane Heat players, but at the same time, 3 other teams are on doubles. So it's going to be an interesting thing to navigate this year, and I'm going to talk you through my first thoughts. Firstly, the top price players, Jai Richardson and Matt Short. 247K, 244K. I think Matt Short is going to feature in a lot of sides this year, but without the double game round to start the year, I think it's going to be a little bit tricky to start with him, especially given all the value options there are. Jai Richardson has the double straight up, so I think he will feature in a lot of people's sides. It's really interesting. There's so many value picks that I think you can fit as many people as many guns as you like in your side, and but you don't need to stack it with the Matt Shorts and Jai Richardsons straight away. I think there's so many value picks that are going to pop off this year that it's going to be a really open year. Paddy Dooley comes in at 200K, which is really crazy. Last season feels like a lifetime ago, and I really think that I don't remember him absolutely popping off. Like I remember him doing well, but not that well. Sean Abbott and Mitch Marsh, 197K. Michael Nessa, 194K. I think Michael Nessa will be someone, if he's available, you'd be wanting to get into your side, especially with that triple game round. It's going to be a wild first round. 3 teams on the double and Brisbane Heat on the triple. I'll get to you the buy scheduling up. So we have 4 teams in the Renegades, the Stars, the Scorchers, the Sixers on the double straight up, and the Heat on the triple. The Stars are the only side in round 2 to have a bye. So if you are stacking up on absolute guns from any of these double games in round 1, make sure to avoid too many Stars. I feel like you've got to balance it well, but at the same time, don't overdo it. All right, let's go back into the guns for the year. I think it's going to be really, really interesting this year. Quinton de Kock, 180K. Tom Curran, 180K. Andrew Ty, 185K. So I feel like with these guys, considering how many value options there are, you're going to be able to fit a couple of them in. So it really depends on how you want to attack it, whether you're going to go heavy on batsmen, bowlers. It really depends on the structure of where your value lies. But I guess going into the value options, this is where your team has to be structured around. I really think putting guns around these guys is going to be crucial this year. So Darcy Short starts at 67K. Move to the Adelaide Strikers. So I think this is going to be he's going to be an absolute must-have. 67K for Darcy Short, who was the player of the tournament 2 years in a row. Thank you very much. I'll take it. Mitch Swepson has the triple game round 1. So I think 71K. There's no going wrong there. Like, you've got 3 chances. He's a bowler, so can pick up massive points. I think he's someone you've probably got to get into your side and start off with. And if it doesn't hit, well then there's no love lost. Peter Siddle, 75K. He's been a gun of the past. Is he slowing down? He's moved clubs again. I think he's at the Renegades this year. He is at the Renegades this year. Hopefully he gets a better bowling role. And with the Strikers, they were just the young up-and-coming Henry Thorntons, Wes Agar. They had Rashid Khan there. I think his time was up, and he was just really needed a new start in somewhere like the Renegades. Tanveer Sangha was off all season last year, but he is an absolute phenomenal bowler at 83K for the Sydney Thunder. I think they'll need to utilise him well, so I love him as an option. Josh Brown comes in at 88K. We saw him light up the BBL last year, opening the batting with his own bat that he made. So he's an interesting one as well. He did fall off after that big score that he came in on his debut, but I think with another preseason and another year getting more experience with these full-time players. I think it can only be better for him. The player of the tournament last year, where we were asking the question, do we pay $250K for this guy? Ben McDermott, $88K. I don't want to keep throwing around the word must-have because you can't fit all these blokes into your side, but I really like Ben McDermott, especially maybe as a backup keeper option if you really want to. Josh Felipe, $102K. So these are two ex-player of the tournament, and they're coming in cheap as chips. I absolutely love it. And all these guys I've said, hot tip, they're in my side. Ashton Agar, $106K, batter bowler. Perth Scorchers have the double straight up. So he's been a bit disappointing in previous years, but he's got the ability. So I think at the price, very interesting. Glenn Maxwell, $118,000. We know what Glenn Maxwell is, $200K usually, but coming in at such a cheap price. The World Cup, he's been slightly disappointing, but hopefully he can get some form back, and then leading into BBL, we'll get a better form line of where his form is at, and we'll go from there. Rashid Khan, $132K, another fallen gun. It's the year of the fallen guns. It's absolutely crazy. I'm so excited for this year. We got Marcus Stoinis, $116K. He hasn't been bowling for a lot of years. For a few years, he bowled here and there last year, and I think his bowling role will continue there at the Stars this year. Adam Zampa, $131K. It's slightly getting up there, but playing for the Renegades, he's also a great option. We've also got Jake Fraser-McGurk at $60K. Now, I know the Renegades batting order is pretty stacked. Shaun Marsh, Quinton de Kock, and there's someone else in there. Nick Mattinson's injured at the moment, but we saw what he did in that Marsh Cup game. Can he force his way into the side at $62K? I don't know. Anyway, I thought I'd just give you guys my first thoughts on BBL being open. I'm so excited. I think everyone I've been speaking to who plays BBL, they've already made a side. They're really excited about all the value picks and all the guns that are available. Shorter round this year, starts in December and finishes mid-January. So it's not going to be a drag like most other years. So we're going to be very engaged for the whole thing. It goes from rounds 1 to 7, the head-to-heads. So buckle up. It's going to be a good season. Me, Jake, and Mikey will be back next Tuesday for a BBL podcast, our first thoughts, our first look at BBL. Thank you for watching.